afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your only sanctioned source of community entertainment in these times. Off here to a riveting and amazing 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya. In the north, it is Theodosios fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the... Oh, let's just go with 2nd Panzer here with German infantry, featuring the 250-1 half-track, veteran squad leaders, stormtroopers, assault and hold, and fragmentation bombs with the Panzerfaust, Panther 4, and mine bullets. And versus south, it is Last Evil. I know they call themselves a lot of things. They are I think, roughly around top 30, if not top 20 play with most factions from Korea, though. But keeps changing names. So I'm calling them Last Evil as that was one of the names sort of listed under 8. The aliases there sort of made sense. Oh wait, fighting here for King Country, the Commonwealth, the British Army ready to take on the Hun to throw them back to Berlin. With Royal Artillery, advanced emplacements, and rolling Geneva double infantry in the South Bulletin here, he forms up the 7th Armoured Division, the Desert Rats. Certainly out of the element a bit. We got a sniper start here for Theodosios, called in the German Scharfschütze to place some bullets between the eyes of British infantrymen. Theodosios there obviously having no intention of showing any mercy to his opponent, though technically can't really in companies. Anyways, as always, please remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And if you do subscribe, press the bell button. It would make me very happy in finding the YouTube algorithms, as always. Also, a big thanks to my Patreon supporters, without which this episode and so many others would not have been possible. You too can join the heroic and spectacular ranks by pledging yourself, or you can just donate. Links in the video description. Any donations or pledges, of course, will be most appreciated by me. Langraskaya here for Last Evil. Morgan is way there for Theodosios. Sandbags being swiftly and hurriedly laid down here by Last Evil on the west. Sniper gunman at the centre. Shot fired here, and some poor bastard surrendered his life in service of the British Empire as he was taken out by a German sniper, Hans Ludwig von Mühlenberger. Second grenade squad ready. University almost done. Pioneers sitting eastwards there for the fuel there. Worth noting this point has not been secured. Gunny's advancing it back up with the sniper. Theodosios going on the offensive as the Tommies. The Inslafen showing no mercy. His men probe ahead, backed up with the sniper to clear out any offending troops. Though, of course, the Langraskaya will be useful in sort of slowing this down. Plus, it has an accuracy bonus as a sniper, so if you can catch the sniper with it, it can definitely push back there and even get a wipe on Theodosios early on. And that would certainly be quite unpleasant for Theodosios. Up north here, on his right up in the third section, and there you go. Last Evil is on the offensive. The 7th Armoured has turned the tables already in the Hun here. Turned it, maybe just tipped it over. Our way, going straight for the car point here. A bold, brash push here for Last Evil. Theodosios' men on the full right, leaving only the Pioneers in the field as everything is formed back. The lack of machine gun here makes it very easy for Last Evil and the Germans to push it. We got more grenades for Theodosios, still a machine gun. Car point hit, fuel supplies denied to the Germans. A strong start here from Last Evil and the British. 3rd grenade squad ready here. Opening up here with the Universal Carrier. Probably going to get some fast tech there, and then a fast Vickers K mounted on the Universal Carrier. I actually don't know if they actually ever mounted the Vickers K. I know they mounted 30 cals and possibly 50 cal machine guns plus other things, but I don't know if they actually mounted that. I do know the Germans like to use them as tank destroyers. In fact, in Normandy, there was the 9th Panzer Division had a bunch of captured Universal Carriers mounting Panzerschrecks and Panzerfaust and was used as tank hunters. A little fun fact there. Vickers K there, though, being added. Of course, you also have the flamethrower variant, the Wasp. East side of secure points here. Sectioning up here still. Theodosios' counterattack is certainly unrelenting. Pushing ahead here with the damage in the University cannot form as easy defense here. And Theodosios push ahead here, backed up with the sniper, seeking out British infantrymen to snuff out. In the west, Gunners moving up here, taking advantage of Last Evil's push on the centre to move up west as they push east as well there. Great move there by Theodosios. Does risk overextending himself, but at the same time with the current state here of Last Evil, it may just work out there for Theodosios. Pioneers advancing. Back here we do get taken there for Theodosios, and back at the base here we got the AC Mark III being prepared. Last Evil there ready to strike back with further motorization against the Jerrys. In the east here, Gunners numbering up the section down to just 2 men, trying to catch that sniper that in fact might have been bait here by Theodosios, possibly dangling out a tempting sniper to then bait them into staying around longer, possibly causing further damage, maybe getting a wipe. Meanwhile, in the west, Theodosios making great progress here, tactically tying down a significant part of Last Evil's forces to go for the western points as well there. Thumbs up for Theodosios. Obviously a bit risky, but again, with Last Evil's forces scattered as they are, it does allow Theodosios to manage this reasonably well. Gunners bring up here trying to get off a Panzerfaust, but they instead don't quite get it, and now instead being hosed down here out in the open. Fuel pump being seized for the sun, but not quite grabbed. Centerwards, we've got British force moving, we've got a counterattack in the west as well. As last Evil is suddenly found themselves scattered across the map here, unable to respond to all of Theodosios' movements, just as I imagine Theodosios had been planning. Tech done, might see some Panther, could also see stormtroopers, maybe in a fast 250 half track, though that is rarer. And certainly the rest of the British could just hit you with a fast AC Mark III and likely will. Probably not the greatest choice, obviously, but that said, if they don't have an AC and you go for the 250 half track with some good troops in it, they can actually do some incredible damage to the British. Gunnies bring about here, Sapper's busy here with some mines in the car point. Again, good disruptive play. Both sides here struggling to get the other one to react to their moves, disrupt their fuel flow. So both players a bit behind there, though not terribly either. Still nice to see there. Universe coming about. AC Mark III is on the way there for Last Evil and the British Army. The Desert Rats. Gunnies trying to catch the Universe here, but instead met with a full furious serving of lead straight to their faces. Points in the west being seized. Might want to grab at least some fuel point. More mines will be great here. And there you go, blow apart the cover here, and this bar line there you go. Almost got the Gunnies here with the mine there, close one. Medic bunker up for Theodosios. No like to make a nice company yet, but there we go. It is arriving. Meanwhile there, great push there. I mean, so far a lot of back and forth. That both sides had good chunks of the map, but then quickly switching back. Though I would say so far Last Evil has been slightly favoured in this regard. Slightly. Struck the centre victory point. There go the AC Mark III out there. That's going to force, I think, Theodosios into Pack 40, since it could try with the armoured cars, but he's going to need a lot of them to face off against the AC. It's that or Pentagon this with Panther Shakes, but he doesn't have a mission for that either. So right now Theodosios in a tight and critical position here as Last Evil strikes forwards here for the Commonwealth. Kennedy is routed, seizing the western point here, digging in here across the map here. A strong British stranglehold on the map. Meanwhile here Theodosios, he's trying to get the fuel point. We got veteran Grenadiers ready there to fight the Tommies on a slightly more equal footing, though I do feel like the lack of a machine gun is making it easy here for Last Evil to push ahead. Sniper there with 8 kills, Pioneers moving ahead. Section retreating. Bit of further murdering. Another kill there. And we got the Pack 40 out there for Theodosios. Langraskaya hosing away. 2 kills, veterans you want. Not that many kills, now with 9 kills. AC, they're definitely a problem. With its firepower there. Section coming up here on the flanks as well. In a position that's a bit tricky there to reach, for example, for the sniper. Sneaky set up there by Last Evil. Pack 4 is finally arriving here. There we go. It's going to get a good hit on the Langraskaya. Almost taken out there. Oh, dear. Might have been a slip up there. Might have been a slip up. Maybe the Pack 40 gets it. No. Langraskaya does get away narrowly. Theodosios also managed to connect the field point in the east, but he's barely got any territory at the moment here. And Last Evil is controlling most of the map. He is still back here. We got bolters up there ready for Last Evil. No sign of Doctrine here though for the British Empire for the 7th Armoured Division. The Desert Rats. AC moving about here, 1 kill. Grenadiers holding up here by the eastern fuel point. Troops moving westwards there. Pioneers laying down some barbed wire wherever they can. Grenadiers getting ready. Sniper hiding out there. Probably worried here that Last Evil could of course go for a counter sniper. In which case, if Theodosios loses the sniper to that, he might be in some deep, deep sauerkraut. Going for the MD42, finally realizing he does need something with a bit of suppressive firepower as the infantry section can slow them down whenever they're launching attacks. Otherwise, his work is going to be quite tough. So we do have the MD42 on the way. The grenades in the fire here. Tech MD42 halfway done. They also, of course, want to consider some Panther Grenadier or Stormtrooper. No, cancels it for another Grenadier squad. That's pretty personal, prefer an MD42 here, but that is rather me. Either way, though, Grenadier squad number 4 on the way. And we do get weapon racks ready here. Bren guns being handed out to the infantry sections. Last Evil is certainly looking to solidify the lead as much as possible. Of course, that should also, I think, result in some reasonably fast armor here if possible. Sections routed. Fuel cut off there for Theodosios. Again, Theodosios is being forced up the west side here, looking to outmaneuver Last Evil, of course, forced to deal with that in the west, meaning maybe a bit easier progress in the east. Pack 40 holding it back forwards here, troops reinforcing, and there you go. Pioneers drawing more attention. We've got the AC and several sections moving to deal with that. That's actually quite, I think, a reaction there by Last Evil. I can understand not wanting to lose the fuel point, but that is still pretty much half of, like, Last Evil can't force me to get a Pioneer wipe. Great, but even then, like, if Theodosios is able, I think, to almost, sacrifice a Pioneer squad for them, a significantly good counter push, I don't think that's going to necessarily be really worth it there for Last Evil. And that exactly is what's happening. I mean, right now, Theodosios just pushing ahead, so even if it's off the Pioneers, that might actually have been worth it because he just was able to push out there with really no significant resistance, which really meant he probably lost a lot less manpower in the end and gained a lot more resources. So nice diversion there by Theodosios, thumbs up. He of course wants to take up soon as well himself, though really I think now full last evil should be the priority there. Sappers right here, Grenadiers holding up. Section advancing there for the British Empire. Moving back on the west here with the section, Bren guns of course ready. We got Sappers busy there with some mines, consistent and thorough mining. There we go, laying down cover removal there, right under the German nose. Is opening up here for the section, do more damage. Cheeky there, bit risky, but it does a nice stronghold there for Theodosios against last evil's force. There you go, trying for the cop on again, but this time hold up an aim before 2. Theodosios was ready this time around to meet those Tommies head on. Sappers charging the Grenadiers here, blazing back and forth, but the Sappers themselves are equipped with a minesweeper, meaning their combat prowess is up close a bit limited since they can't hit them with a minesweeper. Apparently it's against the Geneva Convention, it's considered really rude. Anyways, take up there for Theodosios. Meanwhile, Last Evil is not taking up. This is actually significant. They even like it's going to take Theodosios some time to get anything out of it. Like just having it ready faster could still prove to be crucial there versus Last Evil, who has yet to take up. We got trenches up here for the British Empire for the 7th Armoured. Theodosios actually managed to, I think, reasonably well stabilise the situation again. Largely just down to again that pioneer diversion, showing that again sometimes diversionary attacks can actually be quite good. But it's not something we delve in too much. Fixing up here the Universal Care, AC could of course also do the repairs. We've got 2 Sapper sections ready. That is quite a few repair abilities of course down the road. We got here some pyrotechnic supplies. Quickly popping into the trench here. And right here Theodosios is lacking in flamethrowers. So it's going to have to rely on rifle grenades or other measures here to force out the section from the trench, meaning it's going to be a bit tricky though. Of course the sniper does help a bunch. Practically target practice for the sniper there. All targets just neatly lined up in a row on row in a little, scenic little bit of terrain there. Section up the center. Machine gun those ready. So again, this does make it harder for Last Evil to push ahead there. So great, he actually finally went for machine gun there. Thumbs up to Theodosios. Of course, similarly, Last Evil could benefit from machine gun for same purpose at some point. But wait, section in, hinted aim before 2, slowly getting suppressed. Sniper sneaking about. This is trying to catch here. Theodosios sniping, get the wipe here, but so far no luck. In fact, might even get spotted and taken care of. West side here, that's going to be a bit of trouble. It is ace level, suppressing some troops, but it is also heavily damaged now. In the center, they've got a smoke screen down here, tossed in by Last Evil. Thumbs up there. Nice use of the smoke barrage. East side here, we get a maneuvering there from Last Evil's well. Section is having trouble here, but the gun is already low in health. And there goes smoke left. MB42 is going to open again. And I think it's going to force retreat. AC taking another hit. Fire here from Pack 40 again in the west. University falling back and does get knocked. Oh, it gets abandoned due to the Panzerfaust. He's probably going to destroy it though. Doubts he can make off with it. At which point he could just risk handing out to his opponent again. Sappers right here, but the gun is routing the sap. Gun is routed by the Sappers. Sappers on the eastern side here. Back here, still no tech up for Last Evil. Bit of an oversight there, bit of an oversight. Meanwhile though, Theodosios is not missing a beat. He is building the support court. It's still going to take some minutes to get out anything, but on the other hand, he will be ready when it is up. Meanwhile, Last Evil won't be ready once the resources are there actually, so it's going to still take them time to build the tech, and then they can build the tank. So even like, theoretically, Last Evil gets more resources than Theodosios, even though the current resources are roughly equal. Last Evil will not be able to exploit it quite as well there, so thumbs up the two Theodosios, thumbs up. Got the AT as the Ghanese in the west, fires opening up, section joining in here for the British Empire, and there you go, the Jerry's routed, the fuel point defended. Tally ho, chaps. Show those Germans what for. Gunners bring up their veteran squadrons in the way there for Theodosios. Very good. And there you go. We finally got the tech up here, though, for Last Evil. But still, a bit delayed. They're a bit delayed. Though, again, I think the fuel rationing for Theodosios actually mentioned, sure. The Theodosios actually is going to be able to push that tank slightly faster, perhaps, here over Theodosios. Unless, of course, Last Evil is able to, like, once more disrupt Theodosios' fuel and get enough themselves. Pushing the east here, pushing the west. Center is also seeing a bit of pressure there with the sniper hanging about. Hoping to catch that German sniper. 18 kills for 22. A lot of action continuing to go on here furiously and swiftly. Section here calling an artillery here on the building. Need to retreat they're down just 2 men. On the west side, ground the west point here. And there you go, company command post up. Oh dear, Grenadiers not retreating in time. Oh, there we go, there you go. But even then, actually a pretty close one there. Shell flies right past them. That could have been a lot uglier. Building collapses under swift British artillery punishment. AC moving up, sniper moving in there. We can clearly see that Theodosios is very concerned about a British sniper. He doesn't know it's out there, but he's pretty much acting like if there is. And again, that's just what you call good tactical sense. Like, you know, maybe there isn't, but what if there is and you get punished, then you're in trouble. So that's basically here what Theodosios is operating under. He's like assuming there's probably a sniper hanging around the center, so that's, you know, what he's going to be careful about. Sniper needs to retreat here, of course. It might, of course, be in some caught a glimpse of the sniper at some point, but I mean, there we go. That's a good chance. If Theodosios spotted that, he's definitely got to confirm 9. Last Evil's little surprise is very much out of the box. Theodosios going for the Pantherful. Last Evil finally going for machine gun, but at this point, I think he should actually cancel and just go for tank. Unless, of course, they're planning to go for the comet straight away. Sniper trying to catch the German one. Again, Theodosios here, playing it safe. Playing it very safe. Sending in the Pioneers here. Pretty risky here, pretty risky. Still, sticking to cover, sticking to tall grass, fences, and other things that can obscure the sniper here from Theodosios. Pantherful is right about ready here for Theodosios and the second Panzer Division. And there you go, Pantherful on the way, adding the Pendulum machine gun. West side, we're going to move from the Grenadiers. We got 367 to 375. Sniper's trying to insane. Oh! Dear, Theodosios made a mistake, or perhaps he just relaxed too much. Oh, white sniper can now kill him. Oh, does he see it? Does he see it? There we go. Oh, good lord. Theodosios made a big blunder there. Perhaps he grew careless. Perhaps he didn't think his opponent could actually creep forward to using all the small craters and whatnot. But Last Evil turned out to be having a hell of a patience there. Managed to get close enough and take out Theodosios' sniper. That was quite audacious, but it worked out there. Brutal. Yet skillful. I hate snipers personally. Anyways, Pantherful engaging the section here. Last Evil, it seems like, is not playing for a comet. Might be a comet here that he planned out. Pantherful pursuing the section here. Charging forwards through the open terrain. And of course, right now, Last Evil has only the AC and some PS to actually try and stop the Pantherful. Though, of course, if it hits the mine here, that might work out. Need to retreat the machine gun now. There you go. Grenadiers hit the mine, saving effect of the Pantherful from it, even though this probably wasn't their intent. So when we hit there with PS, the projector, infantry, anti-tank. And not the most freely flowing name there, admittedly. They also kind of had some issues there since it was spring weapons, and they had a little spike in the back, and occasionally that thing would bend, so the weapons were quite unreliable in that way, at least somewhat. Plus, they also had some nasty recoil on the shoulders, so they were quite uncomfortable to use in that way as well. Anyways, Pantherful is the section on the west side here. Theodosios wants to make a strong push here versus Last Evil. Last Evil still not going for me again. I'm definitely getting the sensation that it might be setting up for something bigger here. And still no doctrine from Last Evil. We're quite fine to the match here, but they still yet to make a choice there. Sniper with 3 kills, veterans who won. We got Theodosios now moving ahead here, hanging back. Right now, though, Theodosios got a good chunk of the map here out of Last Evil's control. Nice push there. Thumbs up to Theodosios. Thumbs up. So could go for Centaur, obviously shouldn't. Could go for the Cromwell. Of course could, but again, could be his planning here for a Comet tank. As for Theodosios, could go for Stuki, could go for an Osman. Of course, may just go for more Pantherful here with the British. Trenches up in the centre. Not bad. On the west side here. Making good progress there as Theodosios' main forces actually centered around here. So the west side is easily to just push forwards with. Thumbs up there, sniping in there. Of course, oh dear, he's going to make the same mistake here that Theodosios did. He's going to assume that's not a counter sniper. Well, he's going to be a bit risky. Either way, Theodosios looking to counter sniper the British one. And again, not all players will go for counter sniper, but some of the most, high ranked one will absolutely go for counter sniper to take out your counter sniper. So generally at these ranks, if you're up against someone like Theodosios, don't just assume you don't have to worry about one again. There you go, fragmentation bomb here around the center. Oh dear! Taking out the machine gun in the trench. An absolute slaughter there. Nice strike back here, still no armor there for Last Evil. Pantherful up in the advancing section, causing huge casualties there as they are being torn to bits by the high explosive shells. In the west, we've got section of double Grenadiers. Even in the trench, I think the Grenadiers have a good chance of winning, particularly just 5 rifle grenades into it. That sounds like something got killed. Oh, the sniper got taken out there by Theodosios' sniper. Great work there by Theodosios. Slightly undercuts last Evil's, I would say, very patient sniper setup there. And then proceeds to drop old caution and just rush in. But there you go. Theodosios hooks in the Panther 4. Tragically gets hit with anti-tank grenades. AC fire. Piet's the main gun is out. 6-pounder gun could get knocked out. We've got Sabas nearby to support. Almost got the Panther 4 here. Sabas just need to get some more rocket or shots off. Or just need to get the AC up. There we go. Panther 4 down. A staggering blow there to him. And there you go. Hammer tactics ready here for Last Evil. Gunnery's advancing. Another Panther 4 for Theodosios. Heavy fighting there. Anti-tank, I think, has been blasted here by the German Pack 40. Some shots heading, some missing. Germans moving ahead here. Last Evil under a lot of pressure here. And there you go. Counterattack, but the troops are heavily depleted. Particularly this section needs to retreat. They're not even fully reinforced at all. There you go. Trying to call in smoke here to protect it, but it doesn't work out. And Theodosios wrecks Last Evil's anti-tank gun. Troops reinforcing. And in some cases finishing reinforcing. So they didn't get to properly reinforce in the first place. Once more, Theodosios pushes westwards there, outmaneuvering Last Evil, who still hasn't gone for doctrine here. He is closer to the Comet, at least in terms of fuel, but manpower-wise he's a bit dragging behind here. Some of the engagements have not been favourable for him. Particularly losing that machine gun did not do him any favours. And certainly again in this regard, Theodosios MD42 told him to keep the manpower fighting a bit more in his favour. AC of us are going to use in the west, centrewards, we've got Sapphire sneaking westwards there, far east, Sapphire's moving up there, we've got 55 to 281. Theodosios Panther 4 strikes, pinning on machine gun halfway done there. Sapphire's almost taken out. In the west we've got the AC of the Grenadiers. Be careful to get too close. There we go. Piet's firing at the Grenadiers, not going to do much there. Now there used to be a time where Piet's could actually snipe infantry effectively. That was not particularly fun. They thankfully fixed that. Still, Theodosios in a very strong position. The main issue right now for Last Evil is just the infantry bleeding is incredible. It's not doing many favours. Definitely need to be a bit more careful about that. And they also need some armour out. And of course, the argument is perhaps they shouldn't have tried to stall for the Comet on these circuits and actually gone for several cromwells, which could then help draw some of the fight, allowing manpower to more easily build up and then save up for the Comet. So pretty risky strategy here for Last Evil, I think, also considering the circumstances. Perhaps too risky. Don't need to think about it. He's going to flank behind Last Evil Swords. They're very good. Section level, virtually 3 ace level. Heavy Bren fire Negarov going to hope to bait them out into the open and wipe them out, but didn't take the bait. AC there, trying to be fixed up, taking a loss there on the sappers. Panther 4 striking from the northeast, some severe pressure, some intense fighting here. Close to that Comet, but again it's coming at a high cost here to the British Army, to the Desert Rats. Section need to trick before they get knocked out. There we go, teleporting as well around the Panther 4 position. Less than a minute here for the Comet. Less than a minute. We've also got the 25-pounder gun, which is blasting away there. Still no doctrine for Last Evil. Still nothing. We're 23 minutes of the game there, and Last Evil has yet to make a choice there.
We're losing a capture point.
Fix up the AC there. Reinforcing troops, which delays the Comet. Not great there. Of course, they could transfer eastward, trying to bypass Theodosios' main line. At least one unit is being dispatched eastward to do that. We got less than 200 points left here for Last Evil. I definitely think needs to be some shift in tactics and strategy soon. Clearing out paths here. Interesting move there by Last Evil. Not something to see too commonly. Smoke called in here to cover the advance. Nice use of smoke there. Thumbs up to Last Evil. Sabs in the trench. Going for the decent victory point. We got 355 on 73. We got the AC there with 8 kills, Red need 2. And there you go. Comet finally on the way there for Last Evil. Finally. Took them quite a bit of while. They could have outfasted him, not for the intense manpower bleeding. Section taking damage out in the open. Center being advanced on as well. Machine gun blazing away. Samples running up. The lacking anyway, cleaning up the machine gun. That's not great. Got the Eastern victory point. AC there hosing away. 8 kills for T2. Force off the center. Comet halfway done there for Last Evil. Still no doctrinal choice there for the British. Still no sign of anything. Section of 5 from the Panther 4. 4 kills. And he's running ahead. sections thing out. Of course, this does open up for a fast retreat path here for Last Evil. Time to get them back there faster and reinforce them faster and heal them up faster. Ace of the taking last hit from the pack forward. The punts up, they can unfear and there you go. Comet tank finally ready here for Last Evil for the British Army. Took them a bit of a while there to get it going, but they finally did it. Still should choose a doctrine here, I think. I mean, they definitely should. The question, of course, is what they could pick. Comet opening the Grenadiers, decent shot there, get some nice damage in, of course also puts a bit of fright there into Theodosios. Now they have to face off against this premium medium tank under British command. Panther wing heading to be careful, of course got the pack 40 back up with you then. There you go, great hit from the Comet and it's 77mm gun. Technically a 17-pounder gun, it was designated as 77mm to avoid logistical issues since it used slightly different ammunition from the proper 17-pounder gun. And so to avoid issues there, they were labeled as 77mm guns. So, bit of accounting in that sense for logistical purposes. There you go. Panther missed AC. Nemo got a Panther on the way there. Theodosios taking advantage of this theoretically to push for heavy up medium arm himself for premium medium of his own. Of course, arguably just push for Panther Falls and Stoops instead. But heavy up, Panther on the way for Theodosios. Happens something suppressed. Grenadiers in the fire here. Still no doctrine for Last Evil. Got the Western victory point. Got the Western fuel point back. Center one. Pinned down and being slowly moved to the ground here. Back here, troops reinforcing healing for Last Evil. Grenadiers going to find the trench back here. Platforming repaired and up here. Grenadiers reinforcing Panther halfway down there for Theodosios for Deutschland. Back here, reinforcement healing again. We'll have to see what they go for. Got a Bren gun dropped here by the side of the road. Sniper there with 8 kills. Halfway to 2 is obviously concerned about another British sniper. Very cautious player there. He's been caught off guard once, so he's probably playing it extra safe now. And there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 5 almost done there for Theodosios for Deutschland. Now the question, of course, what's going to arrive. There you go. Adding a pinlock machine to that one, of course. Good measure there. Trenches up here, but being disrupted by the arrival of German infantry. Stopping that very expressly. Coming up behind wreckage here of the Universal Carrier. Comet doing support as well. In the center, machine gun holding up the section there, plus the Grenadiers. Panther on the move here, section in a lot of trouble. Good hit on the Grenadiers. We got the Panther moving up. Comet takes, OEC takes away from the Panther 4 and the Pack 40 moving in there as well. Not great here for Last Evil. Needs to switch up. He needs to get pushed there, but there you go. Grenadiers and ready. Section about to get wiped up. Bren gun dropped. Oh dear. Pretty bad. There's numerous Bren guns that are dropped here by Last Evil against Theodosios. Comet bouncing a shot there. Panther got the AC as well. The mortar placement up here. Pretty late addition there. Not necessarily a bad idea, but I think the addition is perhaps a bit too late here for Last Evil. I think they should go on for that much sooner. And there you go. Damaging the engine and slowing it down here on the Panther. Panting a lot of damage. The problem is the Comet being focused down already so much. Still, PH could perhaps do enough damage. Can the Comet get to safety? Oh dear, it narrowly does. Get away, but there you go. Panther 4 blitzes in, goes for the Comet, goes for the finishing kill. The Panther's main gun is out. Troops falling up here. And there you go. Panther is down. Panther 4 bounces a shot there from the Comet. Oh dear. Morton placed in trouble here. Sabas rushing back to help deal with the Panther 4. Hits the base. Oh dear, this is incredibly dicey. 73 points left here for Last Evil. Sabas marine support here. Panther 4 almost down. Piet's flying. Out got the Panther 4. But will it matter though? They barely got anything left. They need to fix up the tank. The MG42 got wiped, but there's going to be a squad on the way there. All 3 points in German control. Can Last Evil salvage this situation? Because always they might be able to stage a comeback. But only if. And they got so few victory points left to try and do this with. So few victory points. And the tank is in dire need of repair. The situation is hanging by the slimmest of threads here. Rifle grenades off here. Misses the machine gun. Grenades under fire from the sections. Being slowly murdered out. Machine gun routed. We got 355, 139. Comet being rushed to the front line here. There you go. Almost going to be a weapon. There you go. Down they go. Comet with 5 kills. Veterans 1. Needs more something. At this point, they couldn't just go for like Roller, so just calling the Valentine tank here. To the firing down the center. Trooping for the Eastern victory point there. Comet there being worked on as hard as the Sappers actually can possibly work on it. Sniping in there. 25 points left for last one there. Oh, they go for Royal Engineers. A very late pick there. Incredibly late. Could have gone for that one sooner, obviously. I think could also benefit they could use that to maybe repair the comet a bit faster. But here we are. Here we are. Snubber there with 14 kills. Betty 2 coming hit. This shoots, misses. Pack 40 gets a great hit there. Last Evil charges in. Another hit from the Pack 40. Once that snub that gets the sniper. 8 points left here for the British Army. Panzerfaust and the Comet. Ace Pack 40 turning around there. Half the crew gone as what looks to have perhaps a mine went off there. Sappers on the center point, but they can't grab the grenades are blocking it. 4 points left. 2 points left. Grenadiers white, but it is too late. It is a victory here for Theodosios for the German army. A loss for Last Evil and the British, but a closely fought fight here. A vicious fight. And then Last Evil I think could have benefited from faster doctrines, faster tech there, but also I think some slightly sharper engagements here and there. I think that would have helped a lot. There was still an intense fight here between two highly skilled players with some great gameplay. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This has been Pro Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for another Saturday episode. Cheers to all of you. Bye.